Thank you for the time for the second time today. This is the lake right now. Doesn't matter if the lake's at 10 feet or 15 feet or 18 feet. These are the conditions on the lake. Anybody care to dispute that? This is what a couple hundred miles of the lake is right now. Doesn't matter the depth that we put it at. It's broken. The estuaries, they will only look like this if they're made to look like this. The dolphins will only swim in this if they're made to swim in this. The manatee will only swim in this if they're made to swim in this. Kids will only get in this if it's sent into their pool, if they're made to swim in it. That's the fact. It doesn't exist out on the coast in that same way. You won't find it without it being made that way. Now, we're well aware that with CC, there is a total acre-feet number in that proposed plan of 72,000 acre-feet. We're well aware that that's not the current level of discharges that we get out of the lake right now. That's much closer to 180,000 acre-feet coming out of the lake. But the reason that moving off of CC to something that looked like SR 3.5 would be a betrayal of the St. Lucie is because the St. Lucie said, we're willing to move off of what it really deserves. The St. Lucie deserves zero of this because the St. Lucie gets no benefits ever. No benefits coming out of the lake for the St. Lucie. It's a different argument. We're not asking for any drops of water out of it to help some situation out. We're just asking not to be hurt. So when you look at moving to a proposal like SR 3.5 and saying, why would that be a betrayal? Because we moved past AA, which would have still been 50,000 acre-feet of harm. No benefit, still 50,000 acre-feet of harm. And we moved to CC and said, you know, we can compromise it here in the name of helping everybody out because we understand we don't want our neighbors to be hurt. We don't. And that's a point that we could see compromising to. But when you ask us to compromise to a point that says 140,000 acre-feet, when what we get right now is basically 180,000 acre-feet, so we're only realizing about 25% of not benefit, 25% of reduced harm, because it's only harm. That's a betrayal. That's an unsatisfactory situation. It's something that we cannot abide on the St. Lucie. And there's been a lot of other comments that were given today that I could really go off on. I'm not going to because I think everybody here gets it, but I would just say it again on this one point. It has to be started from a point of do no harm. There's a lot of benefits that people want off the lake. Agriculture needs water. I acknowledge that fully. But they don't get to ask that my community get this dumped on it in order to get the water that they want. Okeechobee needs water to drink, and I would argue that they shouldn't have to filter this out of their water to drink. But I recognize they need water to drink. This is not a gift. But in that, they don't get to ask that this get dumped on our community in order to have it. And the list goes on and on and on. So again, I ask this, Colonel, from an ideological standpoint, please ask the Corps to always keep in mind and start from a point of doing no harm before they start to dole out the benefits of Lake Okeechobee. Again, I thank you all for your deliberation, your work on this, not just today, but every day, all the phone calls, all the workshops, all on everything. We definitely get after each other a lot, but it's fully respected the work that you all put into it. Very much realize what it is, and I thank you guys.
Thank you, Congressman.